Hey guys, so I am doing a middle school advice reflection video, I guess. I don't really have questions from you guys, but I figured I would just do some general questions that people usually ask about middle school in general, and some things that I reflect back on that happened in middle school, and maybe some sad things, maybe some happy things, some funny things, just a whole bunch of stuff, because I figured people who are going into middle school probably watch some of these videos, and I want people to know, like, it's not that bad, you know, just things about it. And I think that is pretty much all I wanted to say in the intro, so I'll just get right into it. I'm graduating 8th grade on the 23rd of June, which is next week. If I don't know when this is getting uploaded, but it will be next week on the 23rd, and I am so excited. I'm so kind of sad in a way. I have a lot of mixed feelings about graduating because I've had a lot of mixed feelings about middle school in general, and I'm excited to tell you guys about it. So 6th grade was a really different year. So you go from being, you know, younger, K through 5, it's like, you know, you just, when you're in 5th grade, you're on top of the school and you're like, yeah, I'm so old, I'm so cool, and then you get to 6th grade and you're back on the bottom. And the 8th graders stare at you, they're like, why do they feel so cool about yourself? Because you're not. And 6th grade was definitely interesting in that way, because I honestly thought I was the coolest person on earth because I was going into middle school, but the 8th graders did not so much think so, which is kind of a funny part about it. Beginning in 6th grade, I had no YouTube channel, and beginning 6th grade, I didn't really know who my friends were, because I had some friends from elementary school, but then they started sitting with different people at lunch, and I was like, lunchroom the first day was like, what am I doing? I was so confused. I was like, where do I sit on the first day? So I actually went in with a few people from my homeroom who I enjoyed their company with, and they just told me, you know, sit here with us, and I was very invited in that place, and I'm still sitting there to this day. So that's awesome. And so I had a friend named Isabella, and you've seen her in some of my videos, Be Chicly Unique 09. And she was a really good friend, but we didn't sit at the same table. We still don't sit at the same table to this day. But I always thought we would the first day, and I sat with her one day, and it was just, I don't even remember it that much. That was a big thing. So anyway, I guess my advice for that part of the year is to sit wherever you feel comfortable. Don't sit with just your friends. Sit with people maybe that are new, that are in your homeroom, and you want to get to know them. My voice just cracked, I'm sorry. So just sit with people who you want to get to know, or maybe have been in your homeroom. I don't know if you guys have homerooms K through 5. We sort of did. So maybe sit with people who were in your homeroom before, or sit with people who are in your homeroom now who just want to get to know more. And that's my advice for that part, because lunch is a big deal. You're practically going to be sitting there for the rest of your middle school career, so choose wisely. You can always switch the first few weeks. You can be like, oh, I'll sit here one day, here another day, and switch until you find somewhere that you really love. But the first day is usually the big impression time where you really need to find out where you're going and who you want to be with. So that was with lunch. So then a little more with friends. Isabella and we weren't really friends for 6th grade through the end of 6th grade through 7th grade, and then in 8th grade we were put in the same homeroom, and I think that honestly saved our friendship. I'm so glad, so grateful that that happened, because I really missed her. I really did. I missed all my friends, and this year in 8th grade I finally found myself, and I'm like, you know what, if I want to be friends with people, I'm going to be friends with them. And I was just like, you know what, I'm going to be nice to this girl, because we used to be best friends, and now we're best friends again, which is awesome. So my advice for that section of middle school is to stay friends with the people who you want to stay friends with, and don't try and make yourself, you know, if you don't want to change yourself to be friends with someone. So fights always happen. They always happen between friends, because with two friends there's a clash of creativity, and that always results in fights. And maybe the fights are being really small, like a day, an hour, but sometimes the fights, like with me, can last a few years, but you always get back together and you always find a way to make up and you find a way to at least be talking to each other. Even if you're not best friends again, you'll at least be talking to each other, and that was the best part about this. So a big part about middle school is grades. Even though they don't matter as much in middle school as they do in high school, you want to show consistency throughout all years of middle school and high school. So 6th grade, I'm just going to tell you my grades because I have the right to do that. 6th grade, math was really bad. I hated my teacher. I didn't really care about homework. I was just like, math, you know, nobody needs this, nobody ever uses it, whatever. And I mean, I got a B-, which obviously may not be horrible to some people, but I really wanted straight A's. That was my goal. And I just didn't really care about maths, and it really didn't comprehend in my mind, like, you know, I'm not gonna get straight A's if I don't try. So 6th grade was just like, it was good. I had A's in everything except for math, but math was just bad. And all the other subjects, I feel like I was very like responsible and I knew what I was doing, but I was also a procrastinator, and I still am to this day about some things. But in 6th grade, it was easy. There was really no struggle. I didn't have more than 20 minutes of homework a night. It was crazy. And now in 8th grade, I have at least an hour and a half of homework a night, so it's kind of crazy. Sometimes I have up to 5 hours of homework in a night, depending on projects and depending on how much I procrastinate. Sometimes I'll have up to that much. So that was pretty much about grades. Then in 7th grade, I was in probably one of the worst homerooms of my life. So 7th grade, I thought I was in the worst homeroom of my life. I had one friend, and we weren't even really friends, but now we're best friends. I just picked up her text, speaking of 7th grade homerooms. Her name is Bridget. We're still best friends to this day, probably one of my strongest friends. So now we're best friends to this day, which is awesome, so I'm so grateful for that homeroom, even though basically none of my friends were in it in the beginning, and then I grew relationships with a lot of the people in my homeroom. But I was also really badly, a lot of the girls in our homeroom are badly bullied by these two boys who are just bad together, and bullying really isn't as bad as I thought it would be. In middle school, I thought it would be like bad and everybody would be like, oh, you're on the bottom of the totem pole, you know, go die in a hole or whatever. But it wasn't bad at all. That was really the only bullying problems I've had myself. I've seen some bullying go on, and I have like acted on it, as everyone should. If they see bullying, they should act on it. But I really haven't been bullied myself that much. And then 8th grade came, and everyone was like, oh, it's a breeze, you'll breeze through 8th grade. Yeah, right. That's like a good 2 hours of homework a night, and you have at least a test a week. And we have this huge paper, and we had graduation speeches, which we just did. We have projects, like probably one a month in every subject. And everything was crazy in 8th grade, and I was so stressed, and I wasn't ready for anything. And my grades didn't struggle, I would say. They've actually gotten better. This term I am passing with all A's, which is awesome. My first straight A's throughout all of middle school. And that's awesome! I'm so excited, and hopefully good things will happen in high school, because I'll be ready for like that much homework, and I'll be ready for a lot of tests and quizzes and projects and whatever. That was pretty much everything I have to say about middle school. If you guys have any more questions, I would love to do another video with your questions that you need to ask. I would love to do another middle school, or even elementary school, if you guys are in elementary school, video advice thing. And I'll be doing a lot of school videos throughout the summer and throughout the end of the year, because I know some people are still in school, but some people have been out for a while. So thank you guys so much. Please check out my Twitter, my Instagram, my Facebook, my website. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!